119, the
Alpha
Aleph,
and Omega.
the Taf.
Yes, right.
The beginning and end of the law of God, the word of God, the faith of God. I mean, most people don't notice Psalm 119 is an acrostic psalm.
Right.
That means that there is for each letter of the Hebrew alphabet, there's 8 stanzas. So it begins with Aleph and it begins with Taf. The beginning and the end of the law of God, the word of God, the faith of God, the logic of God, the wisdom of God is contained in Aleph Taf. Now, Jesus come and called himself what? The Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. And so Jesus is declaring himself to be the beginning and the end of the law of God, the logic of God, the word of God, the wisdom of God, the thought of God. And that's why Paul come and said, all the treasures of wisdom and knowledge are contained in him.
Yes.
And that Psalm 119 is actually telling us that. It talks about the law of God being a light unto our feet and a lamp unto our way. Now, who's a light unto our feet or a lamp unto the way? The law of Moses or Jesus?
Jesus.
So what is Psalm 119 talking about? The law of Moses or Jesus? If we begin to see that, you know what happens? Our hearts will begin to inquire into this treasure chest of wisdom and knowledge that's contained in the Christ. That's one of the reasons why I hammer on Jesus as the law of God so much.
Yeah.
You know, I get better at explaining to people why I'm doing what I'm doing because I realize they don't even need to know why I'm doing it because it'll happen whether they know why I'm doing it or not. But the reason why I do that is because something dynamic happens in the human heart when they can see what the law of God actually is and where it's actually contained. Their heart begins looking into a matter. Yeah. And then they begin seeing things that they never would have seen before. Because they're busy with this whole, well, the law of Moses, that's the law of God. The Old Testament, that's the law of Moses. As if there's some different thing. No, there's one law of God. It's always been Christ. It's never changed. It's never been the law of Moses.
You know what's